Welcome to this explainer, where we're taking a highly visual storyboard of modern tech tools and translating it into a complete, ground-up makeover for your daily workflow. You know, if you've ever felt like your daily tasks are just this dull, endless grind of spreadsheets and messy files, well, get ready. Today's source material reimagines productivity completely. We're asking a pretty fun question. What if getting your work done actually looked and felt like you were starring in a high-end sci-fi movie?
I mean, we all know that chaotic anxiety of a messy workspace, right? Papers literally everywhere, coffee cups stacking up like a skyscraper, a dozen tabs open in your browser, and probably a dozen more open in your brain. Today's source material hinges on taking all of that overwhelming physical clutter and transforming it into a sleek, beautifully organized digital reality. It's really the difference between feeling like you're drowning in your tasks and feeling like you are absolutely 100% in control. So here's our game plan for today. 1. The modern digital workspace. 2. Managing projects and tasks. 3. Mastering time and focus. 4. Perfecting your output. And 5. The productivity transformation.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, the modern digital workspace.
Our source material envisions a space that is genuinely futuristic. We're talking about a setup with floating productivity icons, a deep blue UI, actual cinematic lighting, and crisp 4K resolution. And the thing is, this isn't just about utility or making things look cool, it's actually about psychology. By treating your workspace with the kind of reverence you'd give a cinematic movie shot, you're actively priming your brain for high-level professional work. You're setting the stage. Which brings us to Section 2. Managing projects and tasks. To actually manage this new, futuristic space, we need a core structural stack. Think of Notion as your wide-angle lens. It's your minimal, clean command center for all those big-picture project boards. Then, complementing that, you have Todoist, which handles the dynamic day-to-day elements with a modern UI and these really smooth motion graphics. So basically, Notion gives you that zoomed-out clarity, while Todoist brings vibrant energy to the specific things you need to do today. And that dynamic energy really comes to life in practice. You create these colorful task cards, you set your calendar reminders, and then this is where the magic happens. You get to watch an animated checklist complete itself. The sources specifically highlight Todoist's motion graphics because they make the actual act of completing a task visually rewarding. It's gamification at its finest, really. Checking that box triggers a tiny dopamine hit, which naturally pushes you forward to tackle the next card. Moving right along to Section 3, Mastering Time and Focus. Now, this whole cinematic aesthetic extends directly to your daily rhythm. In this setup, Google Calendar isn't just some static grid of boring boxes. It's a dynamic interface that actually populates with productivity animations. From your morning meetings rolling in, to midday reminders triggering, all the way to your afternoon study schedule activating, the calendar responds to you. It creates this flowing, structured narrative for your day, ensuring you always know your exact place in the timeline.
But of course, you have to protect that scheduled time. And to do that, we leverage the focus concept. The source text beautifully describes using the Forest app to turn the super abstract idea of concentration into a tangible, growing tree. It's brilliant. Leaving your phone untouched on your desk literally grows a tree on your screen. Picking the phone up kills it. It gives your deep work visual weight and actual consequences, seamlessly blending digital elements with natural stakes to keep you completely locked in.
All right, let's shift gears to Section 4, Perfecting your output. So, with your environment perfectly set and your focus completely locked in, it's time to actually produce. Our professional workspace relies heavily on AI integration, specifically Grammarly in this case, which provides real-time corrections directly on your screen. It basically acts as a safety net to ensure that the final product you're creating is every bit as immaculate and polished as the environment it was created in.
And I love this detail. The source material emphasizes that this output phase isn't just strictly functional. It is visually enhanced by, quote, glowing AI effects. So just like those floating icons we talked about or the animated checklists, even your grammar corrections become part of this cohesive cinematic experience. It totally reframes the AI. It's not just a boring background tool anymore. It feels like an advanced, glowing co-pilot sitting right there with you. Finally, let's bring all of this together in Section 5, the productivity transformation. Think back to where we started just a few minutes ago and really consider the transformation here. We've taken all that chaotic physical clutter and replaced it with a sleek Notion dashboard. Those scattered, stressful sticky notes, they are now smooth, animated Todoist cards. Your time is literally protected by digital trees, and your final work is polished up by glowing AI. This shift from a messy desk to a streamlined ecosystem is so much more than just tidying up. It's stepping into an entirely different state of mind. The absolute peak of this is the pristine 4K MPT Corvia Hub workspace, which is totally characterized by that signature futuristic blue theme. And fittingly, for any modern creator out there, the environment actually integrates animated like, share, and subscribe buttons right into the core aesthetic. So it doesn't just help you work better, it genuinely looks like a high-end modern YouTube end screen. It is baked right in and totally ready for an audience. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Is your workflow messy or is it cinematic? The sources today make a really compelling case that our digital environments deeply impact our real-world output. You really don't have to settle for a chaotic, uninspiring desk anymore. By intentionally curating your tools, from those clean interfaces all the way to the glowing AI, you can design a workspace that practically pulls the absolute best work right out of you. Take a second to reflect on your digital habits today. Are they holding you back in the clutter, or are they propelling you into a focused 4K future? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this inspires you to go out and build your own cinematic workspace.